Why do we work hard to solve small problems? Why do we reinvent ourselves and our clients over and over? And why are we giving away marketing strategy for free? It's time to bring home bigger paychecks. It's time to create the lifestyle we deserve and to make a greater impact. This is the Fractional CMO Show, and I'm Casey Stanton. Join me as we explore this growing industry and learn to solve bigger problems. Hey, it's Casey here, and welcome back to another episode. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the Mythical Man Month. Now, the Mythical Man Month was a book written by Frederick Brooks in 1975, and this is really important if you are a leader in a marketing department. What we're going to talk about today is in our brethren space of software development, but it is directly applied to a marketing team, especially a marketing team that works in an agile way. If you don't know what agile refers to, it means a team that is meeting daily, like on a stand-up, to say, hey, I'm focused on this outcome and I'm going to work diligently today on it. You do sprint planning and sprint retros, just some really nice processes inside of the marketing department to ensure that people are focused on outcomes and not merely doing tasks. If you want to learn more about agile management, I encourage you to read about it. I think it's great. All right, so Frederick Brooks wrote this book in 1975 when he was kind of finished working on an operating system that IBM had announced in 1965. So we're talking about a long time ago, well before I was born. OS 360 was the name of that operating system, and Brooks was a manager supporting the software development. The project fell behind schedule, and this is where things have a corollary directly to marketing. What he found was later called Brooks' Law, which is that adding manpower to a late software project makes it later. You get that? When you add more capacity to a project that's failing, you actually extend the timeline it takes to produce a quality product. This seems counterintuitive, but he goes on to talk about some different types of tasks. There are some tasks that can be partitioned. And I think when we think of generally like marketing stuff, we think we can partition tasks out. And then there's also tasks that are unpartitionable. And those are the ones that don't work with more people. So unpartitionable tasks do not see an increased acceleration in completion when you add more bodies to them. Only partitionable tasks do. All right, I know this is a little heady, so let's kind of calm down and just think about it. What are tasks that in a project can be split up to other people? Well, there's like the nuanced tasks of taking an email that's written and loading it into email software, like loading into MailChimp or Pardot or whatever. You know, that's like kind of partitionable. You could have a couple people doing that stuff. No big deal. You could also have like some website edits. If you had a huge critique of a website and you needed a bunch of websites edits to happen, you could assign that to a couple different developers. They could pop in and they could clean up the website. You know, person A gets these 3 pages, person B gets these 3 pages, person C gets these 3 pages, and they can get it done a lot faster. That's probably true. But what are the unpartitionable tasks? I don't think you can get persuasive copy written by throwing more humans on it. Why? Because it's like such a big bake, right? It's like to write persuasive copy, to understand the big idea, to drive that big idea forward into copy, and then to get that copy, you know, massaged into emails, into ads, into headlines on the website, all that kind of stuff kind of takes one leading brain force. Yeah, maybe the research component could be supported by additional people. That's potentially a partitionable task. But also, if you've ever written copy before, you know just like how valuable it is to get to get these ideas and these kind of stories added to your subconscious so that you can pull from them later as you write copy. So it's the unpartitionable tasks that are the tasks that do not scale with more human capacity. I think that's really novel to kind of consider that. So here's some other issues that the book talks about. A team of 3 requires 3 times the intercommunication of a team of 2. So by adding that one person, you have to multiply the amount of intercommunication required to have effective communication. A team of 4 requires 6 times the intercommunication of a team of 2. The more people you put on, the more communication has to happen just for everyone to be on the same page. You may be able to reduce this amount of communication because you're using a centralized communication tool like Slack. Cool, that can be helpful. But generally speaking, adding more people means that there's going to be a lot more cooks in the kitchen, and you're not going to be able to necessarily produce these unpartitionable tasks faster. So what does this mean to you as a marketer? Well, the first thing that it means is you should have a sense for what tasks are being worked on your projects as the CMO, the fractional CMO, and which of those are partitionable and which are unpartitionable. And of the partitionable ones, you should have a general sense of who's working on them. And, you might want to try to liquidate the tasks faster, as in getting them accomplished faster by spreading them out to multiple people. Maybe there's a bit of an inefficiency that happens as you do that, but it's an accepted inefficiency because you'd rather put 3 people on it and get it done in 2 days than have 1 person on it and get it done in a week and a half. That might make sense, whatever. But then you have these unpartitionable tasks and you have to protect these people, and you can't add more communication requirement for them to, kind of complete their job. You have to be able to create the environment so that these marketers can do great work and you not be in their way. So as you do your quarterly planning as a marketer, you got to think to yourself, okay, what of these projects are partitionable and unpartitionable? What's the actual time it's going to take? I can't throw 10 times the resources at this one project in order to get it done 10 times faster. That probably won't scale and it will be very expensive. So you got to be honest with yourself. And when you know the constraints that exist inside of a business, the capacity constraints, the capability constraints, the cash constraints, right? Those are the 3 C's that we care about as CMOs. Does the client have the cash? Does the client have the capability? Do they have the capacity? If you've got folks with the capacity and capability and you've got the cash to be able to afford them, it still may not make sense to bring more cooks in the kitchen. You've got to be able to discern that and be able to make that decision on your own. That's the power of being the CMO. That's the responsibility of being the CMO. Now, if you want the support of other CMOs to kind of surround you and support you in these tough decisions, if you want me to personally coach you, I invite you to book a call with my team. We'd love to ask you a couple questions and see if we can help you grow as a fractional chief marketing officer so that you can bring in new clients that pay you $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. I've heard from one of our members today. She just started with a client, $15,000 a month. Beautiful. Beautiful. Super exciting for her. If you want that kind of lifestyle that you can have as a fractional chief marketing officer, you can do it all alone. You can go figure this all out by yourself. Or you can shortcut years of time and get ready to deploy SOPs, a contract that's ready to get signed, and a bunch of other really cool things that we do inside the accelerator to help make your life as a CMO easier. If you're interested, go to cmox.co/call and book a no pressure, quick call with my team. All right? Hopefully that sounds cool because I think it would be cool to support you. All right. Talk to you soon. Take care. Thank you for joining us for today's show. For more information and episodes, visit our site at fractionalcmoshow.com. Go ahead and punch that like and subscribe button on your favorite podcast app. It means a lot, at least to my mom.